Hi guys, I'm back. Sorry about that. I accidentally ended the video. So now we are going on to social studies and we are going to be talking about the major factors of civilization. So you are going to go into Otis and open up your slideshow. Okay, so it's already in there for you. And you're going to use your notes to fill each slide. Be creative, have fun, and show us what you know. Okay, so the information is going to be similar for everybody's because the information is what it is, but you can be creative with your backgrounds, adding pictures, things like that. So I'm going to show you what it's going to look like, what you're going to have. Okay, so you already have like a background, but you can change this. So the big idea is, what characteristics did early civilization share? That way, when we talk about the early civilizations and we get started with that, you're already going to know about the foundation of some of their similarities. Okay, so when you are done with your project, this is basically your instructions slide, but when you are done with your slideshow, you'll go ahead and just delete this. And how you delete a slide is you select it like this is, and then you hit delete. Okay, if you ever delete a slide that you did not mean to, you can use this back arrow. Okay, so those are just a few little like tidbits. I don't know how much you guys already know about slides. One other thing you can do, like when you have this here, you can go to background to change the background. You can hit that. You can choose a color for the background. Okay, you can choose an image, and if you push that, like you can do a Google image search and kind of put in something that you want. So there's lots of things you can do and play around with. And like I said, I'm not sure how much experience you guys have with all of that right now, but maybe email me if you would like me to go over some more of things that you can do in class tomorrow, okay? All right, so the first slide is an introduction, okay, and then we'll go here and look at the directions. It just says introductory slide, so you might talk about civilizations here. And again, in your textbook on pages 28 and 29, there's a lot of really good information. But also remember, when you are using information in a book, you have to put it in your own words unless you specifically show that you are quoting the text. But you cannot plagiarize and take an exact sentence or two or three from a textbook and act like it is your writing. That is illegal, and it can get you into big trouble later in life. Okay, so this is your introduction about the characteristics of the civilizations. Then you're going to talk about their cities and governments. You also, like as we went through this week, you should have also taken notes in your inquiry journal. So you'll have information there as well as your textbook to do this assignment. Okay. The religions. So what did all the early civilizations have in common when it came to religion? Their social structure. We talked about that yesterday, I think it was. Writing and art. They all had writing and art, all of the early civilizations. Okay, and then your conclusion. So here you'll just type in your answers. You can change the look of it, but you do need to keep the questions and answers. Okay, so why did early civilizations form governments? How did the social structure of these civilizations, or how is the social structure of these civilizations similar or different from our social structures today? Why do you think these civilizations had so many similarities, even though the communities were far apart? And lastly, which civilization are you most excited to learn about? And it's Mesopotamia, Egypt, India, and China, and why, and then explain why you're excited about that. All right, so that's that. Everybody has a copy of this. This is like your foundation. After you are done with this, you are going to go and make it your own, be creative, have fun. All right, so that's that. Let me know tomorrow in tomorrow's Zoom if you have questions, or email me, but definitely get started today. All right, and the next thing we're gonna go to is Boy the Painted Cave. We are finishing the book today. So we are on chapter 18. We have already seen a lot of the following action because Tao can now, Volt has accepted him because he defeated Saxon, although Volt kind of helped him. And then also we found out that Volt was Tao's father. Okay, so chapter 18, page 156. Excuse me. Okay. They buried Graybeard in the little cavern high atop the cliffs overlooking the valley. Tao led the sad procession, with Ram walking by his side. He was dressed in a new deerskin robe, a shiny necklace of lion's teeth around his neck. Volt and the hunters carried the old shaman's body, lashed to a frame of birch poles. The clan people followed close behind, the children clapping sticks together, the women wailing and crying. They laid Graybeard in a shallow grave within the little cavern. Tao placed a spear beside the body, together with a flint knife and a tallow lamp. Kala put in portions of dried meat and nuts to help the old one on his long journey to the land of the spirits. Finally, they placed the shriveled body of a pygmy owl in his hands as a token of his wisdom and knowledge. Tao stood at the foot of the open grave and looked around the cavern. He saw his paintings of the bison and the mountains that walk, and he remembered how often Graybeard had wagged his finger at him, making him do his drawings over and over again to make them better. He thought of the times they had spent together, sharing salmon strips and roasting chestnuts. He thought of the long walks across the valley, through the slough and along the shores of the big blue lake. He remembered all of this, and he felt a dull, aching emptiness in his heart. They covered the grave with the rib bones of mammoths and threw on handfuls of earth and stones. After they filed out of the cavern, they rolled great boulders over the opening to block off the entrance from hyenas and wolverines. Then, standing on the cliff overlooking the valley, Volt gathered the clan people around him. He held up Graybeard's amulets, his graven stones and bison horn, and gave them to Tao. "This day we accept Tao as our new cave painter," he said. "It is the wish of Graybeard and the will of the spirits." Kala came forward with a new deerskin pouch. She placed it over Tao's shoulder, a proud smile on her wrinkled old face. Tao reached out and touched her arm. Then he felt the dampness gathering in the corners of his eyes, and he turned quickly. Together, he and Ram climbed down the cliff and into the valley. They walked across the verdant sea of waving grass, past the wandering herds of horses and antelope, and headed for the river. There, they would cross over into the land of the mountain people, where Tao knew he would have to prove himself again. But he did not want to think of that just yet. For now, he was following his dream. He was walking in Graybeard's footsteps. All right, so that is that, Boy of the Painted Cave, our first book of 6th grade. I hope you guys liked it. We will be talking more about it tomorrow. There will also be an assessment tomorrow. So work on getting your chapter 18 questions finished in Otis. And make sure that you have finished up the book. Ask me if you have any questions. Email me or ask me in Zoom tomorrow if there's any parts of the story that you are unclear about. And have a wonderful day. I'll see you tomorrow.